Okay, let's turn our attention now to the map. The map is a traditional Google style map. You can move it around, zoom in and out. And when you zoom in and out is by using the scroll wheel, double clicking will also bring you into it. Now there are a couple things about the map that are useful to think about. You can actually find any given point on the map by typing in, let's say we want to go to Charlottesville, or even Charlottesville High School. And it brings us right there. Now, in general, when you're geolocating, and I guess that's it right there, um, you typically want to use a different kind of map, even if you're um, going to ultimately display the satellite map. The road map is actually more useful here, so you can see more on it. So you can go in and find particular things. And notice as I move, here's Charlottesville. Um, as I move, the map moves around here. So that's showing me the overall uh, shape and size of the map. So in order to position the map itself, and we can control this positioning, we need three things. We need the latitude and longitude of the center dot, which is right about here. And notice as I move, those numbers change. And also as I zoom in and out, the third one is the zoom position. So smaller numbers mean really tight, and bigger numbers mean further away. You can go all the way out to, you know, seeing the whole world that way. And and so again, this whole menu is shown by clicking on this dot. So I'm going to go in here and go back to, let's just do regular Charlottesville, and oops, and this uses a georeferencing thing, and then we go in, and we can look at various places. Okay, now in order to place dots on the map. We've got a bunch of dots on the screen now. We talked about where he was born, William and Mary, and all these things, but now we can actually geolocate those dots. And what we do here is we find these positions on the dot. Let's say we're going to do UVA. So notice that if I click on this dot, notice how this position gets saved. So I'm going to take that, cut and paste it, go back to my spreadsheet, same spreadsheet we've been using, and where is UVA? Found University of Virginia, and put it in the where column. And I just pasted there. And so now this is, in this case, there are two positions. It's just the latitude and the longitude. And now theoretically this should show up on the map. And by default it'll be a dot. If you don't, you can have separate markers for the map and the timeline, but by default, if you don't apply one for the map, it'll use the ones from the timeline. That's kind of the way it works. So we go here, and now we're going to refresh the screen, and there we have it. There's University of Virginia in there, and it took the label from this part, found University of Virginia. And so now we've got a dot, and I'm gonna, rather than geolocate all the other ones, I'm just gonna take the dots from the other spreadsheet and copy them. Okay, so now we've got a whole bunch of there. Now these dots are geolocated. Now we can change the dots. We could say we want stars on some of them, and a triangle up on that one. Oops. So they can be different, and they can be different sizes too. So I'm going to make this star, make it huge, right? 50. And also maybe 50% opaque. And for that matter, make it red. Okay, so this is not necessarily going to look attractive, but we should see in the dot where he's born, it's going to be a huge dot. It's going to be half opaque. It's going to be a star, and it's going to be red. So let's see what this looks like. Okay, there it is. Now if we look here, he was born in Shadwell, Virginia, which is right there, and so we have a red star, and when we click on it, it's the same as if we clicked on in the timeline. We get the pop-up box. Now we can inhibit these. If you look in the documentation, you can decide whether you want to have the pop-up boxes come up or not, or whether you want them only to show up in the timeline or only in the map itself. Okay, so that's